and Post Malone just jumps in the clip. I'm like, who the invited Post Malone? And I'm like, I didn't even know he was here. I look around and it's Post Malone at my birthday party.
Welcome into the podcast, another episode of Livin Large. Today's guest is one of my biggest YouTube inspirations in the film space. He has 300,000 subscribers and he graduated from USC Film School. Welcome to the show, Justin Escalona.
Yo, what's up, Mark?
Great to have you, bro.
This
we
is
got
sick.
some red wine.
Got some wine, always.
I got to start this podcast off by saying I stole some of your ideas.
Whoa, what?
I apologize. You did
Okay.
these cinematic sequences in your
Yes.
daily docs. I did Cue the Cinema, made it a little different.
But you had your own song and everything. It was cool.
Yeah, and then you had your fans do intros.
Yes.
I stole that from you too.
Whoa.
I'm a fucking thief, bro.
He's a thief. It's a confessional. I haven't seen Mark in like a good amount of time. And dude, people don't know like how we just got acquainted again. Random.
Yeah, so I showed up at my buddy Iggy's house yesterday. I was vlogging and I just hear someone go, "Yo, Mark!" And I didn't know who. And I'm like, "What's up, bro?" And then I walk out and you're in a Tesla driving by.
Yeah. So we were just driving down. I was with my buddy Mike and we were driving to Melrose. And I'm like, there's a vlogger there. And I'm like, look. I'm like, holy, no way, that's Mark. And I had him park the car in the middle of traffic and reverse backwards.
Oh, you reversed?
Yeah. And I was like, yo, what's up? And then now we're on the pod.
Now we're on the podcast.
Less
next
than
day.
24 hours later.
Literally.
Sick.
So you got your start on YouTube actually 15 years ago.
Is it really even that long, huh?
You uploaded a video. You were a little baby, bro.
Yeah.
After Effects like tutorial or some shit or short film. After Effects short film.
Yeah.
And then it looks like you took a 6-year gap and then you started making these Do You Know videos.
Right. Yeah.
What happened? Why did you start 15 years ago and take a 6-year break?
Well, I feel like there actually probably wasn't a gap there. It was more so just a lot of privated videos.
Yeah,
But it was like a lot of stupid projects like that, like random like After Effects video, or it'll be like me like uploading a gameplay of me playing COD or something.
Okay.
Just like weird stuff. But yeah, Do You Know? That was crazy times. That was when I was a freshman in high school.
What made you get started in YouTube? Like, who was your inspiration?
So I always wanted to be a director my whole life growing up. I loved film. I loved movies. Loved Martin Scorsese. And then when I was really young, when I was like in middle school, I got really put onto the internet through Faze Clan.
Okay.
But like, that's a gaming team. That's like an esports team. That was a Call of Duty team back then. And it wasn't really cool yet. Like now, especially in Hollywood, like being in Faze Clan like a few years ago, like you were the man, like
right.
the Cloud House and everything. Mm-hmm. But I was not in Faze at that time. Yeah. I was in Faze way before that. Like
you were in Faze?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you were a gamer?
Yeah. That's how it all started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I learned how to edit because I used to edit trick shotting montages. I was in Faze as an editor.
No way.
Mm-hmm. I used to go to I've been to Faze Tempers and Banks' place in Massachusetts, like back in like 2000 and whatever.
Yeah.
Like a long time ago, maybe like 2012. But then we used to go to the Faze house in Long Island, New York. And that's a major props to them. They're always very, very like nice to me. Mm-hmm. And they're still friendly to this day. So I love those guys. But yeah, from being around there, traveling with them so much and stuff, going to like MLG Columbus, MLG Anaheim, all that stuff, taught me how to edit like really well.
Was this in 2019 or 2009 when you started uploading?
It had to have been around there. It was early on. I was a freshman in high school.
How did you learn how did you land a job with Faze as a freshman in high school?
Well, I taught myself how to use the camera. So back when I was in middle school, this is how it all started, everything. There's this artist named Mike Stud at the time.
Yeah,
his name's not Mike. He's like one of like my favorite artists, to be honest. Like he has such chill music. But I was growing up in the suburbs of Chicago, and I've always thought like every major artist has to stop in Chicago, no matter what. Mm-hmm. Even if you're like a small time artist, Chicago is a tourist stop. So Mike was having a show, and I was in 8th grade, and it was sold out. And I live in like a 45-minute away suburb, not in the city.
Yeah.
But my dad had a nice camera, like a Canon 7D, and he used that to take photos of me playing like high school sports, playing like hockey and stuff like that. I had this idea. I don't know why it clicked in my head. But I was like, hey, I think I can sneak in. And I took the camera, took the train 45 minutes to the city, met up with my buddy Jake Spiewak. Love this dude. he and I were like the same age, and he had this idea to pretend he was like a major blogger. And at the time, blogs were huge because Instagram wasn't a thing, like Twitter's barely a thing, like no one had a camera back then.
Yeah.
I was like 14, you know. I just walked up straight to the because you obviously know in the front of the venue there's like, you know, general admission, like will call, but I've always assumed artists go in from the back with their tour bus. So I just walked up to the back door around the alley, and I just go, hey, I'm shooting for Rolling Stone. I'm like, fuck it, right? And then they let me in, and I got on stage, backstage, I'm recording all that. And then from there, I used to sneak in every single weekend to these concerts. And by then, you can just like, you know, dap up the guy you've seen him, the same security guard. And he thinks like, okay, this kid's cool. And even if he is lying, he's like he's being professional.
Dedicated too.
Yeah, so that's where it started. I met all these artists, and I started going on tour with these artists to take photos and videos. Like nothing glamorous, like at all.
Yeah, I mean, you're 14.
Sprinter vans and shit. But I made my whole college application about how I used to do that.
And that's how you got into film school?
Got into film school, moved to LA, and then this all began.
What made you apply to USC for film school? And did you apply to other? That's the dream?
It was a dream. I don't know if it's anything different now, but like back then, it was like number one for sure.
Yeah.
Like, well, it was kind of a lucky story. When you're in college, everyone's getting admitted. Like when you're in high school, everyone's getting admitted to college, right? Like people start wearing like the school T-shirts in class. Like you're a senior, everyone's starting to like know where they're going. Like you have people like doing their reaction videos, whatever. And at the time, I wanted to go to film school, and I applied to USC. I applied to UCLA, Chapman, LMU, everything, NYU, and just rejection letter after rejection letter after rejection letter. Couldn't get into anything. UCLA declined. Chapman declined. Loyola Marymount declined. Like NYU declined. Boston.
Did you have bad grades?
No.
Oh.
It's just like my essay was just not about anything like traditional. How I was trying to become like a full-time director. I was on sets, this and that. It's like it was all about how I snuck in and like kind of just like learned as I went. Like I didn't even know how to use this camera.
Yeah.
I had to learn it as I go. But obviously, if you're like sneaking backstage, you need to look the part. So I'm like learning, watching tutorials, trying to figure out how to do this. And yeah, so come around March time, it's spring break. And dude, this is late. Like people have known where they're going to college by then. And I'm starting to think like, dude, I don't even know what I'm going to do with my life. Because like the summer's coming up and I have to have a major life decision. Like, am I going to go to community college? Like, what's going on here? And I was on a family vacation in Colorado on a skiing trip. And we told my grandma who was at our house, she's like, hey, if any college letters come in the mail, call us. And it's the last day of our trip. We're at like the ski lodge. It's been a great day. So cinematic. And my grandma calls my dad. And he's like, hey, there's a letter here from college, from a college. My dad's like, from who? And she's like, University of Southern California. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm thinking, well, there's two options here. It's obviously yes or no, but you can tell pretty quickly like what it's going to be by the thickness of the package. If it's a thin package, it's probably one little letter that says you got declined. And I got a lot of those, so I knew what that looked like. And there's a thick one with all the information. And I'll never forget, my dad asked, he goes, is it thick or thin? She's like, it's really thick. And my whole family started screaming because it's the only college I got into.
Whoa.
And it's the best one.
Literally the best one, USC.
Yeah, so that changed my life for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So you come out to California and you start making vlogs. You called them daily docs.
Yeah, and that was all about the USC college experience.
Yeah. How did you manage making daily vlogs while being a full-time student? Because you edited too.
Crazy times.
Like
crazy times.
Yeah. How'd you do it?
I don't know, bro. Because on top, I was like also drunk like 8 days a week.
Yeah.
Like that's because we were like in frats and stuff. Like the whole video is about us going to frat parties. Yeah, so we had this idea. Like, we went to film school. We all lived on the same floor in this dormitory, and there was such a culture around our dorm. Like we would just always be playing like beer pong and stuff, and like partying all the time. But there was a culture around our dorm room. We never locked our door, and this is a kind of a trend that's followed me across my whole life. I just have like this ability where I don't have social anxiety. whatsoever. Like, it's very hard for me to relate to people with like, oh, I'm just really nervous about like seeing someone. Like, no, I love interaction. I love throwing events, and I love like being around people and seeing people like come to something and they're like, wow, this was dope. Like, that was really fun. I'm gonna tell my friends about that. So those qualities were very evident early on. So like when I was in college, we do this thing called, I just watched your video the other day about how you went to Coachella and things like you're feeling good again. Very full circle story here. The weekend before Coachella for my freshman year, my roommate Oliver and I had this idea, more so Oliver, to be honest. We're like, hey, like everyone's going to Coachella next weekend. What if we throw a pre-party of Coachella and make this an organized event? So we asked everyone in our dorm room hallway if they were down on this certain day, certain time, to have a theme in your dorm room and everyone has their doors open, and we have themed mini parties in every single one of these dorm rooms throughout the whole hallway. And we're thinking, well, there's power in the numbers. Yeah. So like, how are they going to shut it down if we have a ton of people coming? Well, we called it Dormchella.
Okay.
And this is when Facebook groups were like things. Like people like actually like, if you're like, oh, if you got invited to a Facebook event, you actually like clicked yes, I'm going. Yeah. And that was a good gauge of whether an event was gonna be good. I'll never forget this. I leave the dorm room early in the morning to go to class. I'm texting Oliver like, hey, let's like make the Facebook page, like the event page for Dormchella. And it was like a scene out of The Social Network. 1,500 people RSVP'd to our event, Dormchella, in less than like 2 hours. And that time, that was like going like crazy viral. We made a video about it, and it was just like a fun culture. So that's why the name 1340, that was my dorm room number, has such significance to me, because like those were crazy times, bro. And like we were just making videos. The reason why it's called Daily Docs is because we were in film school freshman year. You're not even making any films. So we're like, okay, let's do something about that. Let's make a daily documentary, which ended up just being like a cinematic vlog of us partying. Yeah. And then as I'm holding a glass of wine, and then we shortened it down to Daily Docs. And we thought it'd be a challenge for us to upload every single day. And we uploaded at 6 a.m. the next day, every day. And there's some nights like I was like a pledge in a frat. Like I'd come home after like getting, like unfortunate situations, just like really drunk and whatever. And it's like 4:30 in the morning. I'm like, damn.
I got to
upload this at 6 a.m. and just edit there like a zombie, fall asleep on the key. I fell asleep on the keyboard at least 40 times. Yeah. At least.
Well, they were less than 10 minutes typically, and you used non-copyrighted music. So you weren't even focused on making money, were you?
I was using a lot of copyrighted music.
Or copyrighted music, that's what I meant.
Yeah, I wasn't even cared. I didn't even care. It was all about for fun. Yeah. It was all for fun. And then at one point, though, we were getting good like ad revenue, I'm not going to lie. There was a good time. But that was not the main focus. It was just a fun thing to do, and it was really cool seeing the subscriber count go up. Like it felt really cool. I'm sure you know what that feels like. Yeah. Like when you start just uploading and everything you're uploading is a gem, and you're going to get views every day. That's a good feeling.
It's a really good feeling.
And you don't have to care about the money at that point. You're going to get money.
Exactly.
It's like, like if you're getting views, you're going to get something. So that's just it just will come, and it did.
Something that you did and continue to do, you discover a lot of new artists before they become popular. Yeah. Talk about how you discovered Khalid before he became big.
It's very strange situations. So I like to listen to music a lot. I like to listen to a lot of music. I love to go to concerts by myself all the time and just enjoy and vibe out. And I have this very strange track record that is, I don't know how to explain, but I've been able to become friends, find someone's music online, become friends with them IRL, like to the point where it's like, whoa, like you're really friends, and then become superstars. Yeah. Like many, many times. It's been so bizarre. But I've just randomly found that song Location by Khalid on SoundCloud, and it had like 30K likes. And the reason why I found it is because I was looking through Laney's liked songs on SoundCloud, and I just found the song Location. It didn't have any plays. And I DM'd him like, yo, that song on Twitter. I'm like, yo, like that song is fire, Location's fire. He's like, thank you, bro. Like I was just happy to get a reply. But like he wasn't really that big of an artist either. And then a few months go by. I'm at college, and I get a DM from him out of nowhere saying, hey, do you still live in LA? I'm like, yeah. And next thing you know, he comes over to the crib. He just moved here from El Paso, and then him and I became very, very close.
What was that like, seeing the start of that and then him explode?
Crazy, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You see someone like that's like, we're just kicking it in my college apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And like we're like hanging out, going to the Santa Monica Pier together, like having fun. And like I've always thought he was good. The first day I met him, he played his album American Teen like on my speakers. I have these exact KRK speakers. I had them in my apartment, and I was like, wow. And like I would, for the vlog, we always use this thing like, hey, just play a little bit of your song in the video so we can just like, so people know who you are. And he played that song Young, Dumb, and Broke, just in my apartment. I'm just like listening to this shit. I'm like, oh my God, this is like a hit.
Yeah.
Like a legitimate hit song. And then he starts playing American Teen. And he started playing like a Coastin'. And I'm like, dude, I'm like legit looking at a superstar. This is what superstars like sound like. And then just very funny, like throughout like the few months of us hanging out, he'd be like, hey bro, I can't hang out tonight. I have to go to this event. And then I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. And then I'll see the next day, it's like an event with like Kylie Jenner. I'm like, bro. And like Kylie's like posting him. I'm like, there's only one thing that's going to happen here. You could become a superstar. And like every time I hear his music, it's just so sick.
Did he move out here because he got signed?
Yeah.
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 Who'd he sign with, do you know?
Shoot. I think it's RCA. I can't remember. I think it's RCA.
That's crazy because I remember watching your vlogs and I'm like, who's this dude that's just always like on his laptop playing music?
Just chilling, right?
Yeah.
It was nuts. Like, bro, we'd just be like in my apartment and he'd be just like chilling, like playing random shit, just hanging out.
And you, another person you were friends with, I think before they got famous, was Arizona Zervas.
Love that guy.
How did you discover him?
I'm
I'm not saying that you discovered him.
I didn't discover him.
You did discover these people before they were them.
Yeah. So all credit to him. He's such a good artist. But like, dude, I love Arizona. Like probably one of my favorite guys ever. He, so back in after freshman year of college, this is kind of a lot of college tied-ins, which is kind of random, but it is. So back then, after you get kicked out of freshman year, you live in a dorm, right? So you don't have an apartment that lasts the whole year. So I'm from Chicago, and you got to go home. But I had this friend named Huey Mack. He was an artist, and I was friends with him because of the photography stuff. He's somebody I actually met when I snuck into a concert when I was like in 8th grade, and we just stayed friends. I actually went on tour with him I met him after sneaking in to becoming friends to going on tour, and then come the summer after freshman year, he let me crash on his couch in West Hollywood on 3rd Street. Man, I miss those days. We had like I was just sleeping on the couch. It's like a ranch style house. It felt like you were in like Workaholics. Where there's like a pool and like you can like sit on the roof of the house and you can jump into the pool. It felt like some real California stuff. Like it felt like this is what California feels like. Yeah. And then around that time, I found another person on SoundCloud, and it was Arizona, and he just had a bunch of like random songs like Zone, these random like more rappy type. He makes a lot more like melodic stuff now, but like rapping. I also messaged him, and then he's like, oh, I just moved out to the Valley, blah blah blah. And then while I was sleeping on the couch, him and I would just go up to parties and stuff all the time. We go to On the Rocks, the club on top of the Roxy Theater, and then to hear him make that song Roxanne, and it's like a double entendre of like, you know, a girl, and then also like the Roxy Theater, the album art, it's literally in front of the Rocks, bro. Him and I have spent so many days there, dude, and it's just so insane seeing someone go from like normal, like, you know, like essentially just like a normal person to like a superstar. Is wild, bro. It's the coolest shit ever. Like, then I'll never forget this. The day before he released that song Roxanne, I drove over to his house in Encino, California, the Valley. I don't even know if he wants me to say that, but that's where he lives.
Encino's a big place.
Yeah. But I drove over there to hang out because I wanted to film a vlog just get a vlog scene of us hanging out at his house. And I was like, yo, bro, our friends have been telling me that you have a big song coming out and like you actually made a hit. Like, and this is coming from a friend of mine who I respect his opinion greatly when it comes to music. And if he never says like, oh, this song's a hit, he's like, okay, dude, Arizona made a song that is a legit hit. And we're just in his living room and we got the vlog camera out. I'm like, he plugs it into the aux, starts playing it, and it's Roxanne. And I'm just in there like, oh my God, bro, this dude actually made a fucking hit. The song came out the next day and then it became a hit.
Went crazy.
The night before he dropped it, we filmed that scene. in his apartment playing it before his life changed. And then boom.
I remember his old stuff too. Before Roxanne, I was a fan of him. He had like "Fuck My Life" or FML.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think,
Bro.
dude. I used to love his old shit. He's so good.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I think all of his songs are hits.
Yeah.
And I just don't know why they don't pop off anymore.
Dude, he's the best, man. His new album is so good.
Knight Rider, love that song. I love On 10.
Yeah, on 10's
He's
good.
got such catchy melodies. Big Bucks.
2 a.m. is good.
2 a.m. I mean, he has so many good songs. Like all
hits. Bro, even on that, dude, he did something for me that was so cool. On that song, Living Facts of his.
He said 1340. Didn't
Yeah,
he?
it's the drop.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't even know that. Like, it just came out. He never even told me. He just came out one day and he's full shout out. I was like, whoa, that is cool. And I have a lot of friends who make music, but none of them ever done anything like that.
And a lot of people probably wouldn't get it, but when I heard that song, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
He's shouting out Justin's brand.
That was
It's like
sick.
Sketch now. He's so popular and he's like got people rapping about him.
Yeah, so but like I wasn't that popular or anything. So like for like someone to like not even catch what he just said and he just did it without even saying anything, bro. That's like a real friend. I just recently saw him like in Chicago at his show and it was just so cool, bro. Like there's like he has fans. It's dope.
You talk about the social anxiety, you don't have it because, and you've made tons of vlogs with celebrities. For some reason, when I'm around celebrities, I can't fucking film them, bro.
What, really?
How do you get past that and like build the confidence to just film them?
Well, I think everyone is a normal person. I don't think of anyone too highly and no one of too low. Like everyone is just a vibe. I'm just always vibing around, just like I think if you can make someone who is usually treated with such a pedestal feel like they're normal, they respect you a lot. So like someone like, who have I recently seen? This is not even meant to be name droppy, but like, if you can just make someone laugh. I've always tried to be the person in every room who's just like cracking jokes, laughing, being good vibes all the time. And like, okay. There was a situation. We were in New York recently, and G-Eazy was there, and everyone's like gawking at him and stuff, right? But I have my camera, and I just kind of like make him like crack a joke behind the camera, make him laugh, make him feel like whatever. And then people are just more open to letting those clips happen. And if you act like you belong there, because I've always thought if you're trying to get into social media and you don't fully come off confident, then people respect you less. Like imagine like you're in the middle of public, at the middle of the Grove in LA, and you're like timid holding the camera. You're like, oh, hey guys, I'm at the Grove. Versus the other person who's in there, camera open, like got the big bipod stick and the Gorilla Pod, and they're like, hey, what's up? Or screaming into the mic. People walking by are probably like, okay, that guy like does that. He is probably popping. Versus someone who's like, oh, hey, like whatever. And I've always thought like, because I wanted to be a director, everything is a story here. Everything is like ready, set, action, go, you know? But like, it just feels normal to me. If you can make someone feel normal, they'll treat you respect if they're a good person.
I always struggled at the beginning, but I forced myself to get out of my comfort zone because I was like, you know, I have these huge cameras and the Gorilla Pod and like you're out in public like this. And I literally would force myself every day to walk outside and do it in front of people to get out of my comfort zone because everybody's looking at you like you're a clown. And this was honestly when the daily vlogs, when we were doing all that stuff, it was kind of, we were the first to do daily vlogs.
If you just full send it, dude, and like you just don't care, like you just don't, at least you don't come off like you don't care. People, I think, around you will be like, okay, like, respect. Like that dude's like really doing that like aggressively. Just like fake it till you make it, I guess. And people believe it. But now it's like cool to do that.
Right.
So now it's like there's really no shame whatsoever. Oh my gosh. This is perfect. This is perfect. So I was at a sports card shop in Las Vegas and they were having an event like baseball, basketball, football cards. And they were having an event through Topps. Called the Hobby Rip Night. So across the country, like all the companies that work with Topps, like one of the printing companies or like who manufactures the cards, they had to throw a hobby trade night and there was always like a special guest. Like there was like some of the guests, like some of the shops in like Massachusetts had like Tom Brady come and like chill at this card shop. And then like some of them had like James Harden. But I was in Vegas And the guest they had was Steve Aoki.
Random.
Well, Steve Aoki does cards as well.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Yeah, he does cards. So, but it feels random, right?
Yeah.
So I'm in this card shop, and he has like a film crew with him, this, and that. And his whole thing is caking people, right?
Yeah.
So the card shop owner wanted to get caked in the middle of his shop. And like his whole thing is he's called the backer. Like he funds the whole operation. He's known to be very, very, very successful. And like everyone treats him with respect in the community. And then he's like, I want to get caked. And everyone's like, what? Like, that's like an executive being like, I'm trying to get caked.
Yeah.
In the middle of the shop, like in front of everyone.
Chick at a concert.
Right? And then Steve just takes his cake and blasts him in the face in the middle of a sports card store. And I got so close to Steve while he was throwing this thing with my camera. I was closer than his own film crew. I got a better angle than his own paid own paid employees.
Yeah.
But then like he's like cracking jokes with the camera because I'm like, damn, you like threw that shit with like terminal velocity, right? And he's like making him feel good.
Yeah.
And if you can get a chuckle out of somebody, your guard goes down immediately.
So yeah, you've done a lot of stuff with celebrities, and one of your most popular videos, Post Malone, came to my birthday.
That was so random, wasn't it?
How did that happen?
Dude. Dude, that was so
And you put a
sick.
camera in his face again.
Again.
I don't know how you do it.
Just didn't care.
Yeah.
No, dude, that was so sick. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That was one of the coolest moments ever. That was just like so not meant to happen. And I definitely did not deserve that event to happen. Bro, it was not like I don't want people thinking like, oh, like I'm like super connected and like people love. No, dude. I was like a normal person.
Yeah.
And like that was crazy. Okay, so for my birthday, I believe it was I was a junior in college at this time, and like I was doing YouTube, and YouTube was starting to pick up pretty well.
Yeah.
And tie this all back in, I was sleeping on my boy Huey Mac's couch in the summer of sophomore year, but also one of our roommates, his name was Noah. Love this guy, Noah and Baby, great dude. But when he was living there, he used to be the manager of On the Rocks, the bar. And so when I was like really young, well, I don't know if I want to say that.
Under 21.
But I didn't drink. But we go to On the Rocks all the time. And that was like a really cool moment in that time where like a lot of cool people were always hanging out there casually. A lot of influencer kids were there. A lot of like musicians would go there, and it was just like chill. Like everyone was chill. No one was like taking photos of anyone, whatever. But because of Noah working as the manager there, I used to be friends with the door guy, Barry, and I was like, hey, my birthday, fast forward to junior year, I was like, hey, it's my birthday. I like to throw a party. I have a lot of friends who come. And like, you know, friends from being out here, friends from like childhood friends, whatever. I'm like, I can get a lot of friends to come to this thing. And they're like, yeah, we're down. Like, and then they closed it down for us. And they knew that I didn't have to, like, they didn't charge me anything. They were just under the assumption that I could actually bring a lot of my friends to come and the bar would be fine. So they closed it down. And it was like a pretty strict guest list, to be honest. Because I didn't want any like people I didn't know there. But if you bring like a +1, I'm sure that's someone that like you vouch for.
Right.
And at this point in time, we were drinking a lot of Hennessy. A lot.
Never been a Hennessy guy.
Well, that was my favorite. Still kind of is. And we were, like for my birthday, it was a known thing. A lot of people would just keep getting me like Hennessy shots. So I'm like 9 shots in. Like it's bad. Like, it's like, okay, this is going to be a problem. Like, I'm definitely going to be throwing up tonight. And at this time, the guy that was helping us film the videos, he would always use this gigantic LED light. And if you're a little drunk and you're in a club and you have the music playing and all of my friends like to mosh pit and you have this flash on, you can't really see anything.
Yeah.
It's like super blinding. So at this point in time, it's my birthday. It's all my buddies and I. We're just like mosh pitting in the middle, and the DJ starts playing the song "Better Now" by Post Malone, and I'm just like jumping around. We're like mosh pitting. This light is on. All my friends are there. We're going crazy, and my friends are really, really big human beings. So like when they're mosh pitting, it's like you can't see anything. You're just like having a fun time. And then right on the drop, my boy's like whipping the camera like crazy, and he's like getting like me, showing my friends, whip this, and then right on the drop, Post Malone just pops into the frame.
What?
I was like, what the hell? And he like looks into the camera, dead into the camera, like kind of like gives it a head shrug. And then the camera goes back to my friends and I like just jumping around celebrating. Dude, I didn't even know that happened because the light was so bright. I couldn't see anything. I was just jumping around because I thought it'd be fun to be on camera. And then after the clip ended, the videographer was like, hey, dude, that clip was crazy. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, it was a good mosh pit scene. Mm-hmm. He goes, watch the clip. Pulls it up, and Post Malone just jumps in the clip. I'm like, who the fuck invited Post Malone? And I'm like, I didn't even know he was here. I look around, and it's Post Malone at my birthday party. He probably doesn't even know who the hell I am, but the reason why he's there is because my friend Noah, who used to manage the Roxy, is connected with him and brought him.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa, LA's crazy.
He just come alone?
He just came with Noah.
That's crazy.
And jumped into the clip, didn't know who I was, and just made the most viral clip ever for me. Mm-hmm. And then also, funny enough, the reason why, so it was doing well. We posted it on Twitter. Video was getting views, but it didn't have like a ton yet, right? Mm-hmm. And then randomly, the tweet gets quote tweeted, and it's from a girl saying, why the fuck is my brother in this video? It's Halsey. Halsey's brother, Sevion, is my friend. And he's just in the mosh pit in the clip. Yeah. So it goes double viral.
Wow.
Because then everyone's like, why the fuck is your brother in this video?
That's crazy.
It was so sick, dude.
Isn't it crazy, though, that you did the clip and it didn't do like viral, it didn't do numbers, and then someone else tweets it and then it goes crazy?
They went crazy.
That's kind of what happened with me with my threesome song.
Yeah.
I posted it. It was doing well.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, same shit you just said. Someone quote tweeted a video that someone made, like some random person.
Yeah.
And meme pages picked it up on Instagram. And then all of a sudden, it just fucking went off.
It's fire.
It's crazy how I think random people have so much power.
Yeah.
Like in helping people.
Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. Dude, that's how I got verified on Instagram.
Because of that video?
No. It was through like blog posts sharing through meme pages. So I made a video back a long time ago where I surprised my dad with Cubs World Series tickets. Mm-hmm. So I was able to get it sponsored and everything, and it was all such a quick turnaround. Like, because I went to film school and I was like really into like producing and also shooting the videos. Yeah. And like, yes, there's a lot of things that go on in the background for a lot of these campaigns you see. Like, it's not just like, oh, they randomly email you and say, hey, we're going to give you a bunch of money to go make a video. Like, in like traditional film, like you have to like kind of make a storyline. You have to build it out. There's pitches, this and that. That's why this idea, channel wasn't that big yet. And I'm not saying we're like huge or anything, but it was like a lot smaller. Mm-hmm. And I had this idea to surprise my dad with World Series tickets. I'm like, I think this would just go so viral if you shoot it quick paced, quick story, show the background story about how my dad and I grew up in Chicago. We actually were at the Bartman game. If you guys know what that is, that's like when a fan grabbed the ball out of a foul ball catch. It would have been an out, and people say it's the curse. So like, we were at that game. Like, I was physically there. I was like, I have a backstory here. If I fly back, and people loved at that time, like the David Dobrik era, where it's surprising gifts, experiences. I was like, okay, tie that into this as well. You have that element that is doing so well at this current moment, but I have a backstory, and the payoff is so good because you're just at the game with your dad, and it's a wholesome story, and make it under like 2 minutes. Yep. And yeah, I got that all approved quickly. It was I called
SeatGeek.
Yeah, I did.
Yep.
I called Ian from SeatGeek. Mm-hmm. And this is before like he's like so known because of David now. But I called him, I have this idea, I think it's gonna go viral, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like pitching him really hard. And then after like 90 seconds of me rambling, he goes, bro, you don't have to convince me. We're in. I was like, dude, but you know these tickets are like $10,000 each? He goes, we know. And boom, got the tickets, flew to Chicago. The next day I surprised my dad. And then the video went viral because I don't know if you're allowed to say this, but it was a play I did. I paid meme pages to repost the video. I would have them take the file and post it because I didn't care if it went viral on my platform. Doesn't matter. Views are views.
Yep.
So I thought, hey, if it can crack off on a meme page, like Wholesome Moments or something like that, then has a much bigger chance of, because then once something gets big on one meme page, how it usually works is all the others steal the content.
Yep. That's what happened.
So I was like, all right, if it just pops off on one, they're all gonna start stealing it, and the next thing you know, and I emailed so many bloggers, like local like publications, like even my dad went to Loyola College in Chicago. I emailed Loyola College like newspaper. I was emailing everyone this story. I'm like, I have a viral story, blah blah blah. Like, I think please write a write about it. Probably sent like 100 emails, got like 5 to reply, and they wrote articles about it. And then I got on the news, and then it's so crazy. My friend was like, I was at my friend's house. Small world that we live in. His name is Tom Broders. We were just playing golf he has like a driving net, and kind of full circle story with him. He's now part of Good Golf, the channel.
Oh, wow.
Crazy. And his mom comes outside, and she's like, yo, Justin, I think you're on ESPN Sports Center. I'm like, what? And then I go look in the living room. The video is featured on SportsCenter, and it was on the front page of Yahoo Sports and everything. And I woke up verified.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
How much did you pay the meme page?
The budget was less than $1,000.
But it was worth it.
Absolutely.
Got you verified.
It got me verified.
Yeah.
And that was at the time where people were paying to get verified.
Yep.
That was like a thing. Like people would pay like $20K to get verified. But like, no, dude, when I got verified, that's how it all happened. It was from surprising my dad World Series tickets. Sick. Such a crazy.
Dude, your way of doing business is so, like, I'm learning a lot right now. You really grinded and hustled.
Tried to.
You like reach out to SeatGeek, hey, can you do this? And then you're sending 100 emails to people. You're paying meme pages. Like you really had a different approach to like. Yeah. You kind of had like a business savvy mind with it. What made you get into the business side of things? Because obviously you're way more creative.
Well, I've always thought like with film and any type of social media content, it's also a business. It's very much so as a business. Like the reason why people do so well as vloggers is because your community starts to feel like they're your friend. Yeah. So if you can get eyes on your videos and you're confident in your content, the content is strong enough to get that type of relationship or that feeling from someone who just doesn't know you in person, has no idea about you, but feels like they're your friend because they've watched your videos. And I felt like, okay, I'm pretty good at doing that on camera. If I reach out to these companies, half the battle is getting views now, is getting money to help. With all business, you got to spend money to make money. And the best videos that really crack off are the ones that have like a budget behind them. Yeah. And I was like thinking, hey, I'm so confident in my ability to make a good video. I just need money to make it really crack off. And we did that recently. Not that recent, maybe like a year and a half ago. I made a film called Lap Around the World in 14 days. And it was a 1-week turnaround. I did a whole lap around the world in 14 days and made a short film about it by myself, like went everywhere. And I got that from idea, popped in my head, to getting the funding, booking the logistics of the hotels and the flights and everything. And then also like storyboarding what the short film would be about. 5 days.
You got the money in 5 days, you're saying?
Yeah, from idea to fly out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, from idea to fly out. I was on a vacation in Mexico, and it was just a late night. I was just like sitting there like in like the bar, and it's all like, nice like tungsten lighting. It's all dim. I just had this idea. Like I try to think like, what goes viral? Like what could you do to go viral? And it's a different way of thinking creatively about content, because like someone like you take a lot of pride in your videos as well. Like so do I. About you want to be genuine. You don't want to like sell out. You don't want to do anything stupid. And you want to make content that's true to you. But if you start thinking of content in like, how can it go viral? It's a completely different way of thinking of content, because you're thinking like probably big, has to be impactful, has to be something that you tell your friend like, hey, did you see that this person did that? I was like, okay, what could do that? And I was thinking lap around the world in 2 weeks would probably be pretty impressive. And then from there, I had the storyline of how I wanted to challenge myself to do something crazy, and I've always been the underdog because I didn't get into film school, and I got into, but the only one that did believe in me was the best one, and I pulled it off. I went on this lap around the world, had this idea on like a Sunday night, started emailing. I emailed like 500 brands. I emailed like Lululemon, trying to think, like BetterHelp.
Where do you get these emails? Like LinkedIn or something?
No, I would DM them on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
I would DM like hundreds of companies. I was even DMing like athletic companies, travel companies, everything. I even hit up soap companies like Aesop soap. I'm like, oh, like, you know, like being clean while you're on the go. Everyone said no, but I finally got one from this company called Pudgy Penguins. It was an NFT, and like there was a friend of mine who owned it at the time, and I think he still does. But they're like, yeah, we believe in the, like, he's like, yeah, bro, that would go viral. And we get on a Zoom call the next day, and within the next 24 hours from idea to start calling out to people, they paid me $15K on the spot just to go spend every single dollar on it and make this video. And then after the video happened, they believed in it. They didn't even think, like, you know, like how like social media advertising works. People don't really just pay $15K. Right. That's crazy, especially with a channel with only 300K subs. That's not normal. But I was like, hey, I'm going to spend it all. I'm going to use the whole budget. And I did it. And we went to like Egypt, Iceland, Paris, like crazy places. And then I submitted it to film festivals, and it won like 10.
And you edited it in a week?
Oh, well, yeah. So I did 1 week to produce it, come up with the idea, next day get the funding, 2 weeks to go film it. And then I actually edited the video while I was on a layover in Japan on the way back. I was already editing the film as I was filming it on the way. And yeah, so like after like I get back to California, and within like 2 days the thing was ready.
Because where do you get your creativity in the edit, or do you pre-plan everything?
I had like a story line of like what I wanted to do, of like, okay, I need at least these shots. I had a very specific shot list, because in 14 days you can only go to so many places, but to really encompass that feeling that like you went around the world, you need to showcase as many landmarks.
It's like that Casey Neistat Nike video.
You need to show as many landmarks as possible. So I was thinking for Iceland, you need to go to the Blue Lagoon. It has like, it's like the hot springs, and you probably show like some crazy waterfall. But then I was in like Poland for like a layover for like 3 hours, but it was enough time to leave the airport, get a clip of some monuments in Warsaw, so then it feels like it's bigger, grander. Then it cuts to a shot in front of the Eiffel Tower, and you're like, okay, wow, he's like that. Those are places that are like, you think from the top of your head, like it's registering. It's like it's clicking that you're going to a lot of things, and then it goes to like the Colosseum, and then you see the pyramids. So I wanted to make it very like from the visuals, it's a storyline. You want them to think like it's a visual journey, and always showing the boarding passes, always showing the plane flying to the next place, to the next place, to the next place, to keep that beat really aggressive. So you can be like, oh wow, this is going they're going a lot of places. But in reality, it didn't go as many as it might feel like in the video.
Do you think you learned more from film school?
Yeah, definitely.
Or more on your own? Making YouTube videos, because making films and learning film is much different than making YouTube.
Well, the technical differences are negligible. Being able to be the nicest cinematographer, the nicest light gaffer, can make the best lighting, that's not for me. I have always gravitated towards the story.
Yeah, you're really good at that.
The story is the most important thing. You can shoot a video with the worst camera, but if the story is good, it does not matter. If you can you can even right now, like found footage videos are kind of in. It kind of makes people look cooler now. It's weird. Like how many like famous artists have you seen who make music have like the super grainy footage, and like they're just taking their photos with disposable cameras now? I see so many girls doing that. But no, it's not about how it looks. It's about what the story is. And I've always thought that way, because a good story always wins, always. And you can watch the best shot video, but that can be boring as fuck. How many videos have you seen of people, this is not knocking on anyone specifically, but it's just not for me, people who just like make montages of travel, right?
I know exactly where you're going with
and
this.
It's just like, I'm not saying Sam Colder because I love that dude. I think his editing is crazy.
He's amazing.
But the thing is, you're not watching it for the travel. You're watching because this guy's insane at editing and insane at getting these like cool moments. I'm talking to people who just take very, very basic montages of like a trip. Mm-hmm. It's like city, random person, city, like cheersing. It's like, I don't know anything about who's in these videos. I don't know who you are. I don't know what's your story. I don't know why you're doing anything of these cool things. And quite frankly, now I don't care. Yeah. Because I have no connection.
Camera died. Sorry. I'm a noob at this.
I don't even remember. What were we saying? Sorry. We have more wine now.
Yeah. You're talking about the story.
Oh yeah. Story always wins. Story always wins. You can not be I'm not the best at lighting. I'm not the best at shooting. There's so many people. And then if you're just making random montages where you don't feel like you care about the character, why would I care that you're doing all these things? Mm-hmm. And I've always thought that's why I think vlogs are so effective, because you're telling your story about you and why people should care about what you're doing.
And it's about getting it out.
Yeah. You could also be narcissistic too. It's very narcissistic to make videos about yourself.
100%.
So this is my life. This is my life. So you need to live like a very happy balance there, because if you are always acting like, oh, this is about me, my life is so cool in the vlogs, then people hate you. Mm-hmm. But if you talk about like, hey, this is my life, I just want to share the journey, different approach, a lot softer, people now care about you.
What story, you've made a ton of videos, which one are you the most proud of?
Probably the lap around the world. That was so cool, bro. Such a challenge in life to like do something like that and like see all those places that you've always seen. That's why I go to the museum so often. I go to museums all the time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I take edibles and I go and just like, I lived in New York for a long time. I would just go to the MoMA by myself and just like stare at the starry night. Like, dude, like who can just see the starry night? Like that's like a real thing that you've always thought about your whole life. I've always seen it in textbooks, photos, even like your elementary school, they have like photos of that like printed out on the wall. It's like, it's such an iconic thing. And, just like stare at it. Like, wow, that's real. And seeing like Andy Warhols and stuff like that, it's cool. It's just really cool.
What's the longest amount of time you spent on a project? Because it seems like you were editing your docs in like 2 hours. Yeah. And you edit this lap around the world in less than a week.
Yes. Longest edit, it's never really too long, to be honest. Like when I edit, my friends and I call it playing the piano, because I have my hands on the keyboard in such a way where it's like all hotkeys.
Yep.
And I can edit so fast and it looks like I'm playing the piano. And because when I'm editing, I'm also like, when I'm shooting the videos, I'm also editing it in my head in that moment to think like, okay, like this would go here. Probably need to get an extra laugh here so I can cut it in, because that joke we didn't get enough of a reaction, but I'll just cut it in because it looks the same anyways. And then, now the joke is a little funnier and now the pacing is better and it's just fake. But like that all...
Dude, we're the same.
You have to.
I think it's cool because we're editors first, or I am at least.
Yeah, think of it when you're filming it.
Bro, when I'm filming videos, I'm editing, and when something's going on too long, I'm literally like, all right, we're cutting. Like, this isn't going to make the edit.
Yeah, especially if you can't tell like a joke with a punchline quick.
Yeah.
It's dead. Like, if it kind of goes past a minute and a half and you can't get the punchline out, it's not going to do well on YouTube. Yeah. So, and I just think that in your head too. And say, hey, can we just like tighten it up and just shoot it again? And you say, hey, can you like just like go a little faster?
It's so funny because when Logan and I were daily vlogging, we moved out of our apartment at 1600 Vine.
Yeah.
And when we lived there used to be like fans on the parking garage, and they would look into our apartment. So when we were moving, Logan was moving from 1600 Vine to the W. So we called over to some fans. We're like, hey, can you guys come help us move? So we had a few fans come in, and we're vlogging it. And Logan was like, all right, dude, I'm going to say this, and when I finish saying this, come up the stairs and interrupt me. And I was like, all right, sick, cool. And then like whatever, improv from there. The fans are sitting there watching it. They're like, wait, it's not real? Like, you're telling him when to come up? And then as the viewer, I mean, I guess we did a good job. As the viewer, they think like everything is just like, that's just how it happens. And we would do multiple takes, and they're
absolutely.
Like, vlogs are, I mean, somewhat real, but for the most part, like every time I come up with a bit, we're like, all right, let's talk about this, and then we'll go from there.
Absolutely. Everything is a bit. Everything is a bit. You need to be thinking, if you're like a content creator, to be honest, it's kind of like a shallow way to think, but it's like what gets views, like what is funny, like what lands right now.
Yeah.
And
how important is your crew around you?
very important. My friends are very, very important, because having a crew to like clips where it's like a group of friends laughing, bantering, the camera's whipping aggressively, and it's like, oh, guy, there's a punchline here, laughs, punchline here, laughs. Dude, those clips have such high energy, and they always perform well. Always.
Yep.
And then you really, as a viewer, if you can edit it correctly, can make it feel like you're in that group, sitting there in the room with them, laughing at these jokes. And that's peak videos.
Yep. What made you start the business side? Because you did 1340. You're into card selling now. What made you get into all that kind of money making stuff?
Well, ever since I was younger, I've always thought it was like, always had an entrepreneurial mindset. How can we make money? How can we monetize things? And it's always a long game. Nothing is ever quick. And I just thought with the vlogs, like if you can build such a strong audience that really cares about like what you care about, and like I'm not like spewing bullshit out there. Like I'm just showing my life. Like I like these type of musicians. That's why I like to have the musicians in the videos. I love streetwear. So many of our videos were shot on Melrose and Fairfax. And it was just a natural progression. I was like, I don't know what product I would like to sell, because everyone needs a product. No matter who you are, like say if you're a musician, your product is selling your music and your merch, because that's how it goes. But as a YouTuber, there's like there's a very limited amount of things you can pick from. Like I was thinking of making like a camera tool, but I was like, I don't know how to make it. Like, am I gonna make a lens? Like that's not gonna work.
Like Peter McKinnon.
Yeah, so I'm like, I can't do that. But I was like, well, so much of the videos are like surrounded by culture and like fashion and music is so heavily tied with fashion. So I was like, I love streetwear. I love going to Supreme. I love how they did this, and I just created this company and I named it. I was like thinking like, what encompasses my life? I want to make a brand that shows like the life I've lived. And I just named it after my freshman dorm room number, where we had all these parties and like how it was such a culture. All the vlogs were about it. And I'll never forget. That's when my life changed, because I was like, I was not like on food stamps or anything, but it's just a normal college dude. Any money that was coming in from AdSense, we'd spend it on beer and alcohol and going out to dinner. Savings account was low. There was like not much in there. But I'm not poor by any means. But yeah, we released 1340, and all of the connections that I built up in the past of like the musicians I used to shoot music videos for free, the concerts that I would go shoot for free, just like wanting to meet people, get my foot in the door. All those people shouted it out that week as a favor in return, because I shot so many of their stuff for free. And I've never expected anything in general either. That's not how life works. If you start expecting favors back, you're always going to get burned. That's never life. You just do things you want to do them because they're fun. And after 1 hour of it going live, I remember seeing 20K in the Shopify. I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, I hadn't never seen any numbers like this ever. 20,000? Jesus. I'm like, I can get a lot of beer with that. And that's a lot of Hennessy. And from there, it just kind of went crazy.
Well, what was your initial investment in it? And nothing. I know you were printing it though.
Dude, there was no investment.
How did you have no investment? Because you need the product.
So I did something where I didn't know that now has a term for it. But I had this idea. I was like, okay, if I just go to a sample shop and I get one shirt printed and all these are and I'm just going to take this photo. I'm going to get an XL because it fits everybody. I'm going to put it on my buddy, take a photo of him with my camera, and have him take it off. You can put it in and take that same shirt, give it to my other friend, take a photo, take it off, and make it look like we had this huge inventory for this lookbook. I started I even had some of my really poppin' artist friends, like Huey Mack. I'm like, yo, can you throw this t-shirt on? Take a photo of me. But hey, bro, I need it back.
Yeah.
It's the only one we have. And I had this crazy marketing rollout planned in advance of all these pretty relevant artists at the time. Like Arizona even helped out, which is cool. And we posted this whole rollout, making it look like we had a lot of traction, make it look like it's a lot bigger than it was. Fake it till you make it, to be honest. And then with all the orders coming in, like happened so quickly within the first hour. I just thought maybe I just go use all that money and pay for the production and buy all of the printed out essentially make it print to order.
Just print on demand.
Print on demand without realizing it. So after the first day, have like 200 orders. Don't quote me on that. 200 orders, and I just buy 200 orders, and I got it for super cheap because we had 200 orders now versus just one. I used the money that we got from this fake rollout to make it look like we had it all in stock. But in the term of description, I said, yeah, it's going to take probably like at least 2 weeks to arrive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, please allow for at least 2 weeks. I'm thinking I can definitely pull this off. I can get all this shit made in under 2 weeks and at their door, and we did. And then,
damn, so you were selling, I mean, that's what it's called now, print on demand.
Yeah, print on
before
demand.
you even knew what it was.
Yeah.
You're like, I have one shirt, I'm going to sell them, and
we'll
if they order it, then we'll make it.
Yeah, we'll just make them as
what would you do if only 10 people ordered?
Well, then we fine. We only have to order 10. There's no overhead margin.
Okay.
There's no overhead risk at all because we're only printing the shit that we got. And obviously, we're going to make less profit because it's only 10 units versus like 200. So I was just thinking, please.
And you were printing it yourself, right?
Sometimes.
You used to make videos of you printing fucking t-shirts, bro.
Yeah, sometimes I used to do that. We had a studio in West Hollywood where we would have appointments and stuff where people would come in and have fittings. And I had a screen press situation in there where I would print just our logo. I would just print our logo on whatever clothes they had. Like say you had a Carhartt jacket on, and I'm like, hey, you want me to customize it? And I would just print it on it real quick and just make a quick little one of one, and that was fun. Yeah, we would just do all types of fun shit like that, splatter some paint on it. It was fun.
Dude, your whole story is just based on taking risks. You have a whole guerrilla mindset to everything.
Absolutely.
Sneaking into concerts, selling t-shirts that don't exist.
It's always about there's so many ways, so many different angles that you can make money in life. And it took me so long to just open my mind to that. Just driving down the road, right? You see these stop signs. Mm-hmm. Someone invented that.
Yeah.
Someone is literally probably a billionaire, almost a billionaire, because they invented a stop sign. And it's not wow, things don't have to be so traditional all the time. You don't need to always get approval, work your whole life towards something, and just to get it paid off one day. No, bro, you can just think about something really, really random, and what's the solution to that?
My friend invented something called the Wallet Ninja.
Okay, what's that?
It was a credit card. It fits in your wallet, and it has 20-something tools on it.
That's cool.
There's a ruler, there's a beer opener, there's a screwdriver. Made a millionaire. Yeah. And same thing in my hometown. There was a guy that lived in this huge house, and we're like, what did he do? He invented this, don't quote me on this, it was he called it the Diaper Genie. Mm-hmm. And it was a trash can for diapers only.
Nice.
Bro.
Whatever we ever got to do. It's nice. But yeah. There's always a solution to everything.
You were kind of the only one in your group making videos, though. Everybody was just there. How did you rally people to be in your videos? And
well, I always wanted to be a director.
Yeah.
So it was very, very easy to manipulate. Well, that's not the right word. Oh, it is the right word. To make a very boring scene feel very, very engaging. Mm-hmm. So it's all about camera tricks. It's all about how you can direct people to laugh here, don't laugh there. And there's two different types of people, and it's very, very evident. People who know how to be on camera and people who don't.
Yep.
People who are, and then you can take it one step further, people who are funny on camera.
Yep.
Being funny on camera is way harder than being funny in person. I know so many people that are hilarious in person. Camera comes on stiff. They don't hit their beats, and it just doesn't hit. But if you find someone who's good at bantering, they're good at laughing, they're good at looking at the camera, and they're not looking at a camera, they're looking at an audience, you can really get some funny moments out of that. And that's the type of friends I only surround myself with. I only like to be around people. Like my friends are not what you think. It's not in LA, you always need around other successful pop-in influencer kids. Yeah. I don't care about that shit. My friend group is just a bunch of guys who just take making jokes first, joking all the time, talking shit, always laughing. And then good things always spawn from that. We end up a business gets created together, or If not, who even cares? Because we're just having fun. We'll always make each other laugh. But so many times we've just been chilling and like a big idea comes out. I'm like, damn, that was good.
It really is a talent being on camera.
Yeah.
Because like you said, I've had people who they're fucking hilarious in real life. Throw the camera on them, they're like
Stiff.
don't know what to say.
Stiff.
They fucking freeze up. And I mean, this is where you say you pre-plan a lot of stuff. I think my skill set is editing. Like
Nice.
I can take a person that's stiff on camera and somehow make it funny in the edit, like awkward or whatever
Right.
with the editing style and like whatever sound effects, keyframes.
Funny that you ever do awkward. I've always strayed away from the awkward.
The awkward funny?
Yeah, because I didn't know if that person in real life would be upset.
Oh, I don't give a fuck. if you're in my video, bro, you're fucking getting an edit, dude. I don't care.
Because I was so targeted on like the high energy, so like awkward would be tough, but that's why I like the concerts and stuff like that.
What's it like working with David Dobrik and his crew? Because you've done a lot of videos with them.
Dude, I've known David since like high school.
Yeah,
when
because he's a Chicago guy. Yeah,
he's from the suburbs of Chicago as well, dude. There's so many influencer kids that grew up in my town. It's wild, bro.
Because David, to me, I don't know him personally really well.
Yeah.
Like we know each other just through YouTube. I feel like in real life he's like very like chill. And kind of shy.
Yeah.
But I've never filmed with him, and obviously he turns it on for the camera.
Pro.
Yeah.
Mega pro. That's like someone who's like I was saying, how you can like take a scene and like control how people react and how they speak to the camera. You can influence them to have high energy or low energy, and it just you can get what you envision this scene looks like in your head, at least for me. And I've seen David do that with like just like a master class, bro.
Well, that's what got him in trouble too, I think, right?
Yeah, it did. But for the most time, it was always good intentions. But like when I say that's like a master class, it's not meant to be like bad at all. It's like pure director. He can get someone's like, hey, Heath, do this. And then, yo, I need Scotty, I need you to just do that. And then, okay, laugh here. And then boom, here. And then now Zane, come here and do that. I'm like, bro, we're not even filming a vlog. Like you're filming you're filming a show. And how you can get these performances out of people is very impressive. Very, very impressive. And then obviously, what happened. But like, I know David just from like my experiences with him. Bro, the dude was just trying to get a video and didn't even consider how bad it could be.
Yeah. You don't think worst case scenario.
No way. Obviously, he could have handled it better after, but it is what it is. But I know for a fact he was trying to get a good video, and that there's no malicious thing, and it was just obviously stupid to think like now, but whatever. But he just knows how to get the best clips.
I mean, he's a prime example of you don't need good equipment or
Bro,
good
he shot
lighting.
this with like a normal ass camera.
He shot on a Canon 80D,
Yeah.
and he edited on fucking iMovie.
And just became the biggest YouTuber ever. It doesn't matter. It's the story.
The free software you get on your laptop, he edited. Dude's a genius. Do you think, like, what do you think of the shift in content now, like the Mr. Beast and the...
Dude, I think it's cool. I really think how the content's really, really cool now is how it's going back to the not needing the most expensive, the most nicest. Like for a while, it was like, oh, you need these huge sets, these best cameras. Dude, the people that are going viral right now are Sketch.
Yeah.
Dude, these are clips with a shitty ass webcam, and the people care about the story again. People care about this kid. He's funny.
Yeah.
People care about the personality. They don't care what it's shot on. So that's a perfect example. People do not care what the quality is, bro. They care about, is the content actually fucking good? And Sketch shit is very good. That guy is crushing.
Yeah, he is. That's what I used to tell, like, when I started daily vlogging and stuff, and I had a lot of Instagram model friends.
Oh, dude, wow. You probably were crushing with the thumbnails.
Well, yeah, but they were asking me, they're like, I don't get it. Like, how do you transition? And like,
Transition?
Like from Instagram to YouTube and TikTok and whatnot. And I'm like, dude, you have to show personality. Like the biggest girls on the internet at the time were like Emma Chamberlain. I'm like,
Josie Canseco.
Was she?
She just was good. She also showed personality.
She was in Logan's vlogs, yeah.
Yeah.
And now like there's this girl that dated Central C. She's popping, and it's
Madeline.
Madeline,
Yeah. Klein.
And showcase personality, and all these Instagram models who used to just get away with like, oh, I'm hot. People don't give a fuck about that anymore. How many
people want to like you?
What?
People want to like you for a person. You don't actually need to be like an attractive person. But if you have an attractive personality, like you always hear the story, like the funny guys always win.
Yeah.
Because they do.
That's how I get girls. I mean, I'm not a good looking guy. I fucking make them laugh.
Dude, there's a lot of girls out here who, you know, they could probably be with someone who looks like Channing Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
But like, why does Channing Tatum work? Because he's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Being funny wins.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And being the person who makes other people feel good and like let loose and be relaxed.
Good energy.
That is what wins. Always.
Yeah, the internet, I think funny always will win.
Yeah, and then like when you meet these people in person, right? And then they're just not cool. They're not funny. It's like, then I know your time is limited because you're not nice and you're not even funny. So this is short-lived.
The hard part for me is I'm funny in real life.
Okay.
Make everyone laugh. But when I'm making my own vlog, it's so hard for me to be funny when I'm holding the camera.
Okay.
Do you have a problem with that ever?
Well, no.
Like, how do I make a joke to my own camera?
I don't know, dude. I do this shit all the time.
If someone else is filming me, I could be funny.
Really? Okay.
But when I'm in director mode, I'm like, I do the setup and then I film.
Well, a lot of the times you usually need, you, like you said, you need the setup. You need the introduction of like, hey, we're at this place, and then the camera flips to like whatever the action is.
Yeah.
A lot of times, what I like to do is, if you get them to do a joke, they do a bit, and then you can flip it to yourself to have a punchline.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
And then you can be like, okay, it's like, oh, they did something stupid, and then you flip your camera to yourself, and then you make it even more stupid. And so that moment hits.
You
harder.
add to their banter.
Yes.
Yeah.
You add to your banter with a closing scene, and then now you made your joke, and now you can cut to the next scene.
Okay. Yeah.
But like
I did that at Coachella actually.
Yeah, you can usually be the ending beat.
Yeah.
So
I got to start doing that. Like flip it on me.
Yeah, because it also makes it. Then it ties it back into, oh, I am watching a Mark video.
Yeah.
Right. Versus I'm just watching randoms.
That's the interesting thing about David Dobrik. The dude's not even in his videos.
Yeah, but he always, if you watch the videos, will flip the camera to him laughing, all the time.
And he uses like the same laugh track for.
It'll be him like leaning over, laughing so loud he can't even breathe, and it's just on himself. But it's always after the punchline.
Do you think you need film school to be a YouTuber?
No, not at all.
Would you, doing everything over again, still go to film school?
Well, it depends on where, because a lot of these film schools care so much about the technical part. They care about how good are you at the settings, how good are you at the camera, how nice is it, 4K, 8K, 90K, like who cares?
Yeah.
And a lot of like the other schools that are out there, not talking shit or anything, care so much about that. Oh, we use the best cameras, we use the best equipment. But the thing is with at USC is it's not about that at all. We actually were given a shitty ass camera, and it's all about lighting and the story. And we always would call it the art of the story.
Yep.
All the time. It's the story. The story is of what matters.
I took an editing class in college. It talked about the story. Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it's shot on.
I think my problem with like modern, I don't know if it is still this, I'm 10 years out of college, but I really struggled with the outdatedness of the teachers.
Yeah.
Like I knew Premiere and Final Cut better than my teachers did.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's changed, but I felt like the new rise in social media, like I'm learning social media from a 60-year-old, like they didn't know shit. It was a little different. So I feel like I wouldn't have gone to college.
Well, now
but maybe it's changed.
If I would say, if you want to go to college, you should really look into how well they focus on storytelling. Mm-hmm. How much is about script writing? Because if you can write a good script, you will win. You'll actually become the most successful out of everybody.
What was it like going to college in Los Angeles? Being 18 years old in this fucking city.
The best, because
how did you even get shit done?
What I loved about it was the competitiveness, the friendly competition. Dude, we need to bring that shit back. Everyone is so fucking sensitive now. Dude. They're like, oh, everyone needs a participation award. It's like, no, bro. Like, real shit. Like, I know it's like a very harsh thing to say, harsh. If you're fucking up and you're not successful, bro, that's really it.
Yeah.
That's a you problem.
Yeah.
Because there is a million of other people out there who would love to be exactly where you're at right now, trying and crushing.
Yeah.
Like people are like, oh, dude, I can't, like, I can't film a video. I don't have this. It's like, dude,
You have a phone.
I've known people who have far less circumstances who make this shit happen. I didn't have like a press thing to get into these concerts. Just made that shit happen.
You know who Taylor Cut Films is?
Yeah, I do.
I had him on my podcast. He did the same shit as you. Snuck into concerts, and then he started working with Usher.
Yep.
Yeah.
So just fucking make it happen. I hate excuses, bro. Like, excuses are just reasons in your head to like nullify like a good idea.
Yeah.
Bro, what's the worst thing that can happen? You try, you fail, who cares? Try over, start again. So like when people are like, yeah, I'm just not, I can't do it.
You're lazy.
Well, be like all the others.
Yeah.
There's very few people who make it in Hollywood, and the people who do make it are the ones who try.
And also the people in your circle are not going to get your vision.
Yeah.
So they're going to be like, nah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Like,
So
they
like,
don't understand it.
Yeah. So when I was living with when I was in college, everyone was so competitive. Like, dude, I had one of my buddies. He had a film go to Sundance while we're in freshman year of college. It's like, bro, if you don't know, Sundance is like the cream of the crop film festival, and like won an award. I'm like, bro. So that type of like competition from your like very close peers, you're like, damn. That's fire. Like, hell yeah. That is so sick that you did that.
I miss those eras because that's what made me successful.
It's inspiring.
I knew Logan's posting a vlog today. I have to fucking post a vlog.
Absolutely.
I know Jake's posting a vlog. I know George is posting a vlog. I can't be the one that doesn't post a vlog.
Because why not? Are you just lazy? Exactly.
Right?
That's what gets in your head.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, I'm on it. You're crushing. And then your buddy does something crazy, and you're like, hell yeah, bro. Now I need to outdo you.
Yeah.
But not like an outdo you as like a fuck you. It's like outdo you. But then like I know that will inspire you to go do something equally as lit or more.
It's
so.
a cyclone.
Cycle of just good vibes, good energy, and you're just making cool shit, dude. And that's why I was like, oh, miss an upload. That's not even allowed.
Yeah.
That never even crossed my mind. Like, I miss an upload. Like, oh, well, if I don't do this, how many kids want to be vloggers? Everyone now, apparently. And like, if I can't be the best, or at least at bare minimum not miss an upload, well, then at least like I know someone else out there will upload and beat me, and you can't have that happen.
Yeah.
That type of competition is great.
Oh, it's amazing.
Because it's only positivity. Like, even though you might think it's like toxic to be like trying to make things like very competitive, but I don't know. I feel like people are really sensitive now.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I appreciate you coming on, man. I'm inspired.
Thanks for having me, bro.
I learned a lot, and I love talking about camera shit and all that stuff, so I appreciate it. And I've been a big fan of you since day one, so.
Oh, wait, actually, I forgot. I have a gift for you.
What?
Yes, I have a gift.
Shit.
So.
Damn, no guest has ever brought me anything.
What? I thought, what, really? Okay.
What a good guy.
I have this card. So you know how like we do like a lot, like we buy and sell a lot of sports cards?
Yeah.
You're from Ohio.
Yep.
Last time I saw you, we were at a card shop in Burbank.
Yep.
I was just there before we came here. I was doing a deal, and this was a part of the deal, and I thought this would be something you might be interested in.
Oh shit! I pulled a Joe Burrow with you, bro. What?
This is for you.
LeBron James rookie card.
Yeah.
8.5 Beckett.
Yes.
Which is the high one.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
How much is this worth?
It's like nothing crazy. It's like a few $100.
This is so sick, though.
But that's like a true rookie card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Of course.
Thank you, dude.
I tried finding you a Jamar Chase card because I thought I got you a.
I'm a Cleveland fan.
Oh, so even better then.
This is way better. Dude.
Cleveland fan. I didn't know that. Wow.
And on his stats, it says St. Vincent, St. Mary. So I grew up in Hudson, Ohio, which is like 15 minutes from St. Vincent, St. Mary. And fun fact, my brother was like really good friends with Maverick Carter, his, I think now agent.
Okay.
Back in Ohio when we lived in Cuyahoga Falls when I was 1 year old, and they played basketball together.
No way.
This is fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's like his rookie card that people know him for.
Dude, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Dude, subscribe to Justin. I'm not even kidding, guys. I used to watch his videos every single day when he was uploading the daily docs. We gotta get the daily docs back.
Dude, I know, but we've been making all these vlogs about cards.
Yeah, you're
every
doing
day.
the cards now.
Every day.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hit the subscribe button for me, for him. I'll put all his socials in the description. You still doing 1340?
Yep.
Buy some of his clothes. I used to wear them all the time. He hasn't sent me any recent ones. But thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.